pathway. Now, the third pathway in this series is the ED pathway. Before jumping directly to ED pathway, we will have an overview of the previous pathways we have seen. Up till now, we have seen that microorganisms or bacteria utilize three different pathways for catabolism of glucose, that is conversion of glucose to 3-phosphoglyceric acid or latter, which results in formation of pyruvic acid. The pathways up till now we have seen are your EMP pathway and phosphate pentose phosphate pathway or hexose monophosphate pathway. Now we'll be studying ED pathway. One thing is peculiar for all these pathways, that although all the three pathways they are intended to catabolize the glucose, but the eventual yield of energy in all these three pathways is different. Different amount of energies are produced in EMP, in HMP, and for your ED pathway also. Now, before actually seeing this ED pathway in detail, first have an overlook of how our EMP pathway functions. To start with, EMP starts with this glucose molecule. It is phosphorylated to glucose 6-phosphate, then isomerized to fructose 6-phosphate, then again phosphorylation to fructose 1,6-biphosphate. Aldolase splits this to this triose sugars, dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Later on, again, these two triose sugars, they are acted upon by isomerase enzyme and dihydroxyacetone is converted to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, which after a series of reactions is converted to pyruvic acid or pyruvate molecule. Okay, this is the overview of your EMP pathway. Always remember that EMP pathway is considered as the most efficient or highest yielding pathways in terms of ATP formation. The highest yield of ATPs is via this particular pathway only. Now, coming to our the race pathway, Entner-Dodorov pathway, or in short, we call it as ED pathway. One thing regarding this ED pathway is that the initial reactions of this ED pathway are similar to that of your EMP pathway. It do have its unique enzymes and intermediates afterwards, and this pathway has been discovered in Pseudomonas saccharophila in 1952 by Entner and Dodorov. Hence, the pathway has been named after these two biochemists, Entner and Dodorov, and it is referred to as ED pathway in short. Now, we'll have a look at the pathway, what this pathway is. And I would request Aisha, just don't use those markers on the PowerPoint. That would be better for all of us. Now, what this pathway is, you see here, the pathway starts with the glucose molecule as per all the other carbohydrate metabolism pathways. Glucose molecule is first phosphorylated to glucose 6-phosphate. Now, this is the same reaction as that of your EMP pathway. That is referred to as the charging reaction, or you may call it as the preparatory phase of the pathway. The glucose molecule is phosphorylated by splitting a molecule of ATP, and phosphorus is attached to the glucose molecule at carbon number 6. After this, the unique reactions of ED pathway start. This glucose 6-phosphate is converted to 6-phosphoglucono delta lactone. This is the characteristic reaction of your ED pathway. This 6-phosphoglucono delta lactone is then converted to 6-phosphogluconic acid. Now, remember one thing, while you are studying the biochemistry, you will often come with terms like pyruvate and pyruvic acid, gluconate and gluconic acid.
Glucose acid.
Now, what is the difference between this 6-phosphogluconate and 6-phosphogluconic acid? Basically, both the things are one and the same, but when you say gluconate or pyruvate, so basically it is showing up, or it is depicting the ion or dissociated ion of that particular acid. For example, say if you want to see acetic acid, okay, what is the formula of acetic acid? CH3COOH. Okay. Now, when this acetic acid is dissociated into water, when it is dissolved or mixed with the water, it dissociates to yield a acetate molecule and a hydrogen ion, that is CH3COO minus. This CH3COO minus is nothing but the acetate ion. So when you say gluconate or gluconic acid, these are basically one and the same thing. If you just precipitate out, crystallize this phosphogluconate, it will become nothing but the gluconic acid. Okay, so don't get confused with these terms, gluconate, gluconic acid, or pyruvate, or pyruvic acid, or similar things. Okay, both the things are the same thing. This 6-phosphogluconate is then converted to 3-keto 3-deoxy 6-phosphogluconate. There will be further changes brought about in this 6-phosphogluconate molecule, and then it is splitted to yield either the glyceraldehyde molecule or directly a pyruvic acid molecule would be synthesized. So when this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is formed, it again enters, or it again follows the same reactions of your EMP pathway. As if you remember the EMP pathway, glyceraldehyde is converted to 1,3-biphosphoglycerate, then 3-phosphoglycerate, then phosphoglycerate, then phosphoenol pyruvate, and finally pyruvic acid. Okay, so there are both the ways possible that either 2-keto 3-deoxy 6-phosphogluconate may directly be converted to pyruvic acid, or it may be converted to pyruvic acid via the reactions of EMP pathway. So in actuality, if you see that only the reactions from this 6-phosphoglucono delta lactone to 2-keto 3-deoxy 6-phosphogluconate, or in short we call it as KDPG. Okay, this substrate is referred to as KDPG, 2-keto 3-deoxy 6-phosphogluconate. So from this reaction to this reaction, you might see this marked red line. यहाँ से यहाँ तक की जो reactions है, these are the typical ED pathway reactions. Okay. Apart from that, if glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is synthesized, so this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to pyruvic acid, these are the same reactions of the EMP pathway. Say, for example, if you study this bacteria, Pseudomonas, And if you observe their metabolic pattern, so what you will see that you feed up the glucose to the bacteria, it forms glyceraldehyde, then you will also form the evidences of formation of this phosphoenol pyruvate. So what would you say that this bacteria is following the EMP pathway? But actually it is not following the EMP pathway because it is missing some of the reactions of EMP pathway. In EMP pathway, after formation of this glucose 6-phosphate, there will be isomerization. It will be converted to fructose 6-phosphate. Then again, it will get phosphorylated, and all those reactions are missing in this EMP pathway. Those reactions are not present here. Instead, the cell follows another set of reactions here. Okay. So these things need to be remembered while studying your ED pathway. That ED pathway does not have those particular reactions. Okay. Now, this is the ED pathway in detail. If you see, glucose acted upon by a typical enzyme, although the reaction is same, but the enzyme is different. ATP D-glucose 6-phosphotransferase. If you remember, in case of your EMP pathway, the enzyme involved here is hexokinase enzyme. Here, the enzyme is 6-phosphoglucose 6-phosphotransferase. It is not a kinase enzyme. However, the resulting product is the same, glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, glucose 6-phosphate is acted upon by the enzyme oxidoreductase. There will be an oxidation reduction reaction. The enzyme involved here is beta D-glucose 6-phosphate NADP 1 oxidoreductase. Now, just have a look at this particular name of the enzyme. The name itself is self-explanatory for the entire reaction. What this name is showing, first it is showing the name of the substrate, beta D-glucose 6-phosphate. This is the substrate molecule. Okay, this is your substrate molecule. Okay, the first part of the enzyme name is the name of the substrate. Second, it shows NADP. Okay, now what is this NADP? This NADP is the electron acceptor of this reaction. Okay, and third part shows the type of reaction. It is an oxidation reduction reaction because glucose 6-phosphate is oxidized. Hydrogen is being removed from this glucose 6-phosphate, and then it is converted to glucose 1,5-lactone 6-phosphate. Okay, or glucono-delta-lactone in short you call it. Now, during this reaction, there will be formation of this NADPH. You know very well what is the role of this NADPH. NADPH का role क्या होता है? You know very well.
Hydrogen.
It acts as the acceptor or donor of hydrogen. Oxidation reduction reactions when they occur in the cell, as here, when oxidation reaction is occurring, hydrogen is being removed, NADP will receive and become NADPH2. Okay. Later on, when there is some other reaction which requires oxygen, the same NADPH2 will go and will donate the hydrogen to that reaction. Means the substrate will be reduced with the help of NADPH. Okay. Here what is happening? The substrate is being oxidized with the help of NADP, and another substrate may get reduced with the help of this NADPH2. Here NADP is acting as the electron acceptor. In reduction reaction, it will act as a electron donor molecule. Okay. However, so after this reaction, the glucono-1,5-lactone 6-phosphate, or in general terms you call it as glucono-delta-lactone, is formed. It is then acted upon by an enzyme called lactonohydrolase. This lactonohydrolase, what does it do? That it hydrolyzes this molecule and 6-phosphogluconate or 6-phosphogluconic acid is formed. This 6-phosphogluconic acid is then again acted upon by a hydrolyase enzyme, 6-phosphodegluconohydrolase. This enzyme brings about a removal of water molecule from this 6-phosphodegluconate, and this 6-phosphodegluconate is converted to 2-dehydroxy 3-deoxy-degluconate 6-phosphate. This is acted upon by an enzyme called 2-keto-3-deoxy-gluconate aldolase. What does this do? It forms a pyruvic acid directly, and it also forms a glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now, how is it possible that the same enzyme is forming the pyruvic acid and the same enzyme is forming the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate? Because if you see your substrate molecule, this, what is your substrate molecule? KDPG, okay? Keto dehydroxy gluconate. Now, this KDPG is a 6-carbon compound, so it is splitted down to 2 3-carbon compounds. Your pyruvic acid also is a 3-carbon compound, and your glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is also a 3-carbon compound. So pyruvic acid is formed, and the leftover 3 carbon are converted to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. They eventually follow the EMP pathway reactions, and later on they are also converted to the pyruvic acid. Means eventually this pathway also leads to formation of 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. One pyruvic acid will be formed directly through the ED pathway enzymes, whereas other pyruvic acid molecule will be formed through the EMP reaction. Okay. Now, if you see the energy profile of this pathway, so what are the reactions where ATP is being synthesized? If you see all the reactions, this is your reaction number 1, this is your reaction number 2, reaction number 3, reaction number 4, reaction number 5. There is no reaction where actually ATP is directly being synthesized. This is the first reaction, preparatory phase reaction, where one molecule of ATP is being utilized, not synthesized. ATP is utilized to phosphorylate this glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. Okay. Afterwards, there is no synthesis of ATP in the entire pathway. Directly pyruvic acid is being formed. Only this NADPH is formed, which may enter REDC and will be utilized to synthesize the ATP, provided that this NADPH2 synthesized during this particular reaction is not used by any other biosynthetic or reduction reaction. If the cell uses this NADPH2s for reduction purposes or for biosynthetic purposes, then there will be no net gain of energy from this ED path. Whatever the energy is being synthesized here is through this branch of the pathway, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to pyruvic acid. We know very well that this reaction results in formation of 2 molecules of ADP and a molecule of NADH2. So whatever the ATPs are being synthesized, they will be synthesized during this particular phase only, and NADH2 will be synthesized. Okay, so in comparison to the EMP pathway, if you see, there will be lesser formation. There will be lesser formation of ATP molecules in this entire pathway. So finally, if you see final yield of this particular pathway, there is generation of one in ATP molecule, there is generation of one NADH2 molecule, there is generation of one NADPH molecule. This is the bioenergetic of your ED pathway. One ATP, one NADH, and one NADPH molecule. Okay. Whereas in EMP pathway, what you observe that there are overall 8 ATP molecules, 2 ATPs and 2 NADH2s. Okay. Now, if you follow the same thing, means NADH2 means 2 ATP molecules, and NADPH2 means 1.5 ATP molecules. So, eventually, you will find that there is only generation of this 1 plus 2 plus 1.5. 4.5 ATP molecules means almost 50% of energy is generated through this particular ED pathway. So you may see that ED pathway is less efficient with respect to the generation of energy if you compare it with your EMP pathway. Now, let us have a comparison of your ED pathway and EMP pathway. Okay, this is your EMP pathway, this one, and this one is your ED pathway. What you observe here that the entry molecule, this and this, are same, glucose. The first reaction is same. The end product of the first reaction here and here is same. Glucose 6-phosphate is being formed. But when you come to the third reaction, the actual change occurs here. Fructose 6-phosphate is formed in your EMP pathway, and here there will be formation of 6-phosphogluconate or 6-phosphogluconic acid. Okay. Now, after this, the reactions are different for both the pathways. Unique reactions start occurring in your ED pathway, which lead to eventual formation of your pyruvic acid. Okay. Now, this phosphogluconic acid is converted to KDPA phosphogluconate, delta phosphogluconate, then it is converted to glyceraldehyde in this manner. Finally, one molecule of pyruvic acid is synthesized. So actually the specific enzymes of your ED pathway, they are forming or they are causing partial metabolism of glucose. Okay, because glucose is a six-membered or six-carbon compound, and what we are seeing that the specific reactions of your ED pathway, all these reactions, they are leading to formation of these reactions, KDPA to pyruvic acid, direct synthesis of pyruvic acid. So only one molecule of pyruvic acid is being synthesized here. Okay, and your ED pathway is over. Now your glucose is partially metabolized. Other three carbon compound is not being metabolized by the ED pathway. It is left as it is. Now this compound, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it now enters the reactions of your EMP pathway. Now onwards, if you see, this is your glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate of ED pathway, and this is your glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate of EMP or Embden-Meyerhof-Parnas pathway. Now, what you will observe that the reactions here onward are the identical reactions. Same thing happens, same enzymes, same byproducts, same intermediates are formed, and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is eventually converted to pyruvic acid. And here also the same thing happens. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted to pyruvic acid. Now, what is the difference of these reactions in ED and EMP? That in EMP, this dihydroxyacetone phosphate is isomerized to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, means at the end, you will have, after following all these reactions, you will have, or the bacterial cell will have, two molecules of pyruvic acid. Okay? Whereas in case of ED pathway, starting from the glucose to KDPA, one molecule of pyruvic acid is synthesized here only, without generation of any ATP molecules. Okay? And then this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate follows the same reactions of EMP pathway and leads to formation of another molecule of pyruvic acid. So at the end, with respect to the end product, ED pathway and EMP pathway are same. Both result in formation of two molecules of pyruvic acid. But what is the difference? The difference is in the bioenergetics of the pathways. In EMP pathway, you observe synthesis of energy by the cell, whereas in this ED pathway, there is no synthesis of energy. Energy is not being synthesized in ED pathway. Less amount of energy is being synthesized in ED pathway. Now the question arises, why do the cell follows this ED pathway then? The reason is that in some cases, due to mutations or due to certain deficiencies, microorganisms may not have the enzymes of EMP pathway. Like say, which enzymes they will be lacking? This glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6-phosphate. They lack this enzyme, so they follow, after this glucose 6-phosphate is formed, they follow a different set of reactions. So due to absence of a single enzyme, the pathway gets blocked. What we have said regarding the pathways, that any metabolic pathway is a cascade of reaction. Means if the previous reaction occurs and forms the product, the intermediate, then only the proceeding reaction is possible. If somehow, due to some reasons, one reaction is blocked, the entire pathway will get blocked, no product will be formed. Just consider this EMP pathway, that if suppose due to some reasons you expose bacterial cell to ultraviolet rays or whatever you do, you bring about some kind of mutation in the cell. If any of these reactions or enzymes is blocked, you carry out mutation, means what happens? The DNA of the cell changes. If the DNA of the cell changes, means there will be certain protein deficiencies. There will be deficiency of certain kinds of enzymes in the cell. So as a result, what happens? If one enzyme, just consider that this glucose 6-phosphate is being isomerized to fructose 6-phosphate. You bring about one mutation which leads to that a cell becomes incapable of producing this isomerase enzyme. What is going to happen? Now cell will not be able to convert this glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 6-phosphate. If it has to follow the EMP pathway, it will require a pre-made fructose 6-phosphate molecule be provided in the medium. Otherwise, it cannot survive on glucose now. So it's in such instances, cell will try for one thing. Either it will try to repair that mutated enzyme, or it will take a diversion, as in case of ED pathway it is doing, that instead of making that enzyme which converts glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 6-phosphate, what cell has done, it has developed a complete new set of enzymes which are being used as a diversion, an alternate way to carry out the pathway. Instead of converting glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 6-phosphate, it is converted to gluconate and then to KDPG, and then from there onwards, KDPG onwards, directly one molecule of pyruvate is released. This KDPG is splitted in pyruvate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate follows the same enzymes, means cell is capable to carry out the EMP pathway, but due to one mutation, it cannot carry this reaction, so it uses a diversion, another way of metabolizing glucose. But during using this diversion, what is happening? That cell develops a deficiency of ATP molecules, means a lesser number of ATPs are being synthesized. So when cell is following ED pathway, what you will observe, you take two different kinds of cells. Say, you take the culture of Escherichia coli and you take the culture of Pseudomonas, which follow ED pathway. You grow them in presence of same amount or same proportion of glucose in two different tubes. What you will find that the Escherichia coli, which is following EMP pathway, it utilizes the available sugar and its growth rate will be fast. Whereas in case of ED pathway, what you are going to observe that Pseudomonas will require more amount of sugar because from one molecule of glucose, your Escherichia coli is synthesizing 38 molecules of ATP. Whereas what Pseudomonas will do, it will synthesize only 34 molecules of ATP. Means Pseudomonas will be 4 molecules short for your ATP molecules. As a result, lesser amount of ATPs are generated, but energy requirements are there. So what will happen? Pseudomonas will need more amount of sugar to be provided for its growth. Okay, so this is about the carbohydrate metabolism. Up till now, we have seen three different pathways: EMP, HMP, and ED pathway. Of these, EMP and ED, they are meant for catabolism of glucose and generation of energy, whereas HMP is intended for catabolism of glucose and generation of a raw material called the nucleotide synthesis. The raw material there is ribose 5 phosphate. Okay, so this much for the day. If you have any questions, anything you want to say, you may say.